Hello and welcome to this fifth lecture on predictive maintenance, in which we're going to talk about a case study of using AI for predictive maintenance to do process optimization and automation in operations. And this is a case study, a benchmark case study of showing where that shows how the predictive maintenance in AI operational excellence can be used, was used as and is being used as General Electric for predictive maintenance of jet engines. So let's take a look at this case. So all these case studies start with some context, some situation. So what was the situation here? Now, GE Aviation produces and services engines used by airlines worldwide, right? And they operate on a zero failure tolerance environment where any unplanned engine failure can lead to flight cancellation, safety risk, and reputational damage. A routine scheduled maintenance leads to very expensive downtime. Fuel inefficiency leads to large operation costs for airlines, and limited engine condition transparency leads to reactive decisions. Now, to remain competitive, GE needed their operations to be, safer, cheaper, and more automated and data driven. So that was the situation where GE Aviation was in. So before we go into the solution, let's understand why the traditional maintenance was not good enough. Now, airlines follow, service schedules at fixed interval, not based on usage or engine condition, and that causes many problems, like unnecessary repairs when engines are still unhealthy or still healthy, early engine failure signs leading to major faults, large usage of spare parts inventory, and aircrafts grounded for inspection. So these are the problems that this fixed interval schedule of servicing causes. Now, the cost of grounded plane can exceed $100,000 a day. Did you know that? And customer trust drops with every delay. So what was the GE's challenge? So GE's challenge was to predict failures before they happen and optimize maintenance timing. And that was the situation. Now let's take a look at what did GE do in terms of predictive maintenance solution. GE launched Predix, a cloud platform for industrial analytics, and the key elements of that were, like IoT and engine sensors that capture 5,000 plus data points per second in terms of vibration, heat, pressure, acoustics, and the works. Second element of this solution was machine learning models that predict anomalies and remaining useful life, right, of the engine. Then there is a digital twin for each engine that simulates behavior under different conditions. And then there are automated work orders that trigger service only when needed. And every engine, as we were saying, has a unique digital twin which is updated continuously with operational data from actual flights. So that's the AI-powered predictive maintenance solution, isn't it? Powerful, right? So what were the results of using this, AI solution? The operations metrics like unscheduled engine downtime were high before AI usage, and they were up by unscheduled maintenance downtime was down by 50%, 55%, right? Maintenance costs were extremely high. They drop around 30%. Aircraft utilization was limited, and that went up significantly in terms of their availability. Fuel savings were minimal, and there was improvement via efficiency tuning, and the safety were reactive. Now it became predictive, which is a significant enhancement, right? So these were the results of using the predictive maintenance model. And airline now gets real-time health monitoring even mid-flight. So what are the management lessons that we can see from here? Now, there are many lessons that we can learn from this. The first one is in the area of business model innovation, where we can learn that we can shift from selling engines like GE to selling uptime powered by the hour. In the area of value co-creation, we can see that like airlines pay for reliability, not hardware. And we can also see customer lifetime value, that where recurring engine revenue replaces one-time sales like for GE. And we can look at strategic differentiation for GE, where data becomes a competitive advantage. Now, here what we see is a GE enabled, AI enabled GE to turn maintenance from a cost burden into a service business worth billions of dollars annually. So that's a management loss lesson. Now, what are the challenges that has made it a true learning case? One of the challenges was integration with the old fleets, and GE responded by scalable IoT retrofits in these old fleets. So the IoTs which were old were fitted into these. Then workforce fear of automation was another challenge, and they focused on augmented human roles so that people felt good about continuing to play a higher and bigger role. Cybersecurity of flight data was another challenge, and that was responded by the GE by strong security and governance framework. And the last of the challenge that we'll talk about that GE faced was accuracy of predictive model. And there, GE handled that by continuous machine learning model retraining. So GE leadership aligned technology, culture, and customer trust to make this happen, those results come true. So, what are the key takeaways for learners like you and me? First, predictive maintenance transforms operation from reactive to proactive, because that is the purpose of predictive, right? Models. Then AI can reshape entire business model, as we saw in the case, just not the cost structure. From a costs plus, maintenance being a cost function, it became a revenue function. Then the digital twins plus machine learning plus IoT is the future of intensive industries, because that can help you do the maintenance on the fly as and when needed. And long-term partnership value beats the product sales. Now, in operations automation, AI is not only replacing humans, it is not replacing humans. It is helping humans make smarter decisions at scale, as we saw in this case. The human's role was augmented, so, and that helped them, increase, change the business model entirely. So what do we do next? So we will take a look at another way to do process optimization and automation, and that is of using robotics process automation, where you can automate repetitive tasks like invoicing, procurement, and inventory management. And we will see how can you do that using AI. So thank you so much for watching this case study in this section on predictive maintenance using AI. I hope you continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.